evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. Guys, it's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here on Speed Gaming 4, which can only mean one thing. It is time for the Duckling Derby. Guys, we're very excited to have it. Edgeworth, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I cannot complain, guys. We have a bunch of brand new players, people in the community that haven't been around too long, usually around the 3 to 6 month area. So a bunch of new players getting their feet wet. We got some flags for them this evening. Let's talk about them real quick. First off, the Derby, we're going to be doing this 4 days, starts today, 9 Eastern Standard Time, tomorrow night, 9 Eastern Standard Time on a Speed Gaming site, and then next Saturday and Sunday at those same times as well. We are using Mario Kart style points, so first place will get 15 all the way through 12, 12 getting 1 point, and anything below that will get 0 points. Any forfeits as well will get 0, and whoever has the most points at the end of these 4 races will be declared the Duckling Derby or Supreme Duckling something or another. I can't remember what we're calling them, but yeah, they're going to be the winner of the Duckling Derby, and it's going to be pretty awesome. Do you want to talk about the flags real quick, Edge?
Yeah, so the flags are pretty straightforward this time around. We've got about 170% max boss stat. So it's pretty friendly, but actually I think it's 150 for this week. So yeah, 150 to 67%, so pretty reasonable, although you can run into some rude surprises in Temple of Fiends. The experience is pretty generous with a 2.5 multiplier and a 250 bonus, and there's progressive scaling with 10% per key item.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's very generous as far as the experience is concerned. 2.5 times plus 250 plus the 10% per key item. And since we do have a free bridge and we have a free canal, you've got an extra 20% already right off the gun. The boss scaling's pretty low at 150, and we're only looking for one loose item. And what's in the incentive pool? What's our incentive item?
So the big incentive pool is the Masmian. And that is it's a pretty nice sword to have, and with the 150% boss stats, that's really all that you need to grab. But it's pretty important to find. You definitely will. You may consider doing another dungeon just to get it. Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely consider it, considering what parties that we're looking at currently. Looks like a couple of fighter parties, and a couple of. We've got one black belt for sure, and then we have another maybe fighter, maybe black belt on Darkmoon, depending on, obviously, how the seed ends up going for him. Like I said, these new runners, relatively new. Darkmoon's been around about probably the longest of the particular runners on stream right now. Joined around the summer of last year. But these runners should be off here in just a moment. We'll see our first city.
Yeah, I'm liking the party diversity here. You've got a few different approaches. Darkmoon is probably going to run 3-man, but it all depends on how good the weapons are for the fighter early on.
Yeah, and it looks like all the races are off. Let's see. First thing I obviously do when we go in here is we check out some black magic. We got Nuke right away, so that looks pretty good.
We have Cure 4 right off the top as well, so the white magic is not hurting either.
Yeah, and as you notice, the white mage is going to get heal 3 as well, so Cure 4 that's going to give you your maxed HP back, but you also have heal 3, which is the best AoE heal spell in the game.
Yeah, it's nice to have a lot of those level 1 charges, especially before going into Volcano. All those lava tiles, you can save a lot of time throwing heal 3s out instead of potions.
Oh, absolutely. I was just about to say the same thing. It saves a lot of place like Topher as well when you're trying to get your way through, dump a heal 3 out as opposed to using a potion or whatever. And looks like everybody's making the trip towards Topher, which obviously makes sense here because there's not really much else you can do. Chaos and Darkmoon both go into Garland, not even checking... Not even interested in the chess, and one nuke takes down Garland on Chaos' screen. King's going to give us the canoe. And Sarah's going to give us the ship. So we have 2 modes of transportation right now. And with a free canal, you could pretty much get anywhere at this point. Where do you think these runners are going to go? Sorry.
Well, as far as the canoe goes, town's not shuffled, so Provoca makes a logical next step, and then the question is, where do you go after that? And Faewinds is getting the business end of some zombies there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't actually see what those zombies had. I just looked down for 2 seconds and noticed he had taken a wipe. That could make an early marsh pretty ugly if he ends up running into those zombie ghoul encounters. Looks like most runners are going to go on ahead and head over to Provoca. Obviously, like you said, it makes the most sense. You're going to get level 2 spells. You're going to get the key item from the pirates. And Chaos doing a good play, going straight for the pirates. Let's see what kind of turn order she gets. Every time I fight the pirates, all 9 of them seem to go before I can do anything.
All right, level 2 black magic. We have Fire 2 and Lock.
And Faewinds is still having some issues. Makes it through Garland with just a red mage alive. And we got the floater. Wow. I feel like I have not seen a seed roll this way in a very, very long time. You get canoe, ship, and floater just right off the bat. Everyone's going to be in the air within the next minute and a half or so.
That's too funny. This is looking like an old 141 logic kind of seed. The canoe, the floater, let's go.
I mean, seriously, since before spring tournament of last year, I feel like I haven't seen a seed roll like this. That's wild. And Darkmoon, he's going to nuke him some pirates, throw him in the microwave, see how they come out. He's going to get his floater as well and be up in the air here. Realize he's going to be up in the air here in just a moment. And as you can see, he's already level 5. He's on 2 battles. This XP is pretty awesome. And unfortunately for Faewinds, he's still in Canaria, but finally making his way towards Provoca. And everybody's spells, making their way towards things. Sharks are unrunnable. That's just got to be more of a nuisance than anything.
Not too much as far as level 2 goes. You've got Harm 2 and Fog 2 and Fire 2, so kind of a bleh level.
Yeah, I saw the Fire 2, and with Nuke at level 1, do you even waste the money on Fire 2? I mean, I guess you could have so you don't burn Nuke charges in places like Marsh Cave or Earth Cave and Ice, but I don't know.
It's always nice to have as a backup, especially lower levels. That's exactly when you want to have extra charges of things.
Yeah.
But I imagine once you see Sea, Sky, and that, you'll never cast Fire 2 again. Yeah.
And looks like Cass is going to be the first one to the floater. We got some poison sound effects. Where is SVJ and Mr. Versetti when we need them to talk about all the beautiful sounds of poison? Give me all that poison sound.
Team poison sound effects in charge here.
Yeah, she's bringing Aaron back to life. I didn't see what happened to Aaron, but yeah, just keep it coming.
Yeah, the river can be pretty treacherous, so bad turn order. I could definitely say that.
MG Weirdo pointing out in chat, the good things for the Duckling that Belzap and Crab Cakes would have already finished the seed by now. The free floater. So what do we got at low? I saw a Red Mage learnable Fade at level 6.
Yeah, then there's Fast as well at 6, so...
Was that Red Wizard, or was that for Black Mage only?
It was for slot. I don't remember which one that is.
Yeah, so we got the old men, your brethren here, that aren't quite as confused anymore, are carrying the adamant. So I gotta take that piece of rock somewhere and see what that turns into.
Yeah, and the double back was a good idea, because that way you can hit Sarda and then drop the adamant.
Yeah, I really like that idea a lot. I mean, at this point, once you get an early floater, it's all about your routing. You've got to make sure that you're not flying all over the place, as one would say. And I feel like early floater seeds can be quite a challenge as far as routing is concerned. Like just figuring out what's the quickest possible way to fly to certain areas.
Yeah, when you have the whole world open, you have to be very quick and very decisive, and yeah, just kind of. It's an experience thing. Knowing where you want to go is very important. Level 5 warp, also very important.
Yeah, so getting warp at this point, I mean, obviously you need the levels to be able to cast warp. You know, you kind of want that to get in and out of places like Waterfall, to get in and out of places like Ice Cave. So I can imagine these runners will probably try to get some levels so that warp will work out for them before hitting those 2 places up.
Well, we have a visitor to Elfland, Darkmoon, finding Temper and Lit 3 at level 3. And we've got the herb from the Adam.
Okay, so just a little bit more fetch questy going on. I noticed that Sarda had the Oxyel. He must have stole his own fairy and got that little bit of liquid gold down from the bottom of the river. Is the herb? Let's see what that turns into. We've got a crystal. We've got a reverse fetch quest happening.
We've got Life 2 and Cure 3 at White Magic level 4. Pretty nice. Black Magic level 4 has Quadex.
Oh, Quadex is one of those. I wouldn't say it's underrated because people that have been playing the game long enough know just how important Quadex is. Do you want to talk a little bit about Quadex before or after I mention the fact that the crown is for 25,000 here in Elfland?
Yeah, big expensive crown. Let's see where people go for to pick up the money for that. But Quadex will kill anything that doesn't resist death and has less than 300 health. So, very, very convenient insta-kill spell, especially with these flag percentages.
Yeah, you can definitely get through a lot of early game enemies. Heck, you could probably Quadex a carry if you get a couple of attacks off first. You know, it's definitely good for some of those Hail Mary fiend kills, because the only fiend that resists death, of course, besides Lich, since he's undead, is of course Chaos.
Yeah, that jerk resists everything. Let's
Yeah.
see what Matoya has.
Well, looks like she's got some wooden chucks and some money and an iron thing. We got a mass immune for all your trouble, so early mass is really nice.
Yeah, and I think that means Black Belt's going to be taking a dirt nap as soon as if Darkmoon decides to do the same path. And there was some discussion about where are you going to go to do your fundraising, and Darkmoon is electing to head into the volcano. With, yeah, with a bunch of nuke charges. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I mean, if I'm ever needing funds for stuff, armor, and I've got the canoe. I'm sorry, armory's always a good play. There's a bunch of chests. They're right there on the second floor. There's enough damage tiles. You're only taking like a few steps to get there, and odds are you're gonna find, if not money, you're gonna find something you can sell for money. Another thing too is we have vanilla. We have vanilla spike tiles on, so you're thinking the black belt might take a dirt nap, but somebody might put a massa in that black belt's hand, head straight for the agama tile, and get their grind on.
Yeah, that is a good point as well. If you wanted to do the run to 32, you could start as early as 10 with the Masmune.
Yeah, and since the mass was at the end of a fetch quest like that, and we've got the airship, I mean, these guys should already be up to about 10 key items. I mean, we've got the canoe, we have ship, floater, plus the airship, adamant, herb, crystal, oxtail, crown. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely up around the 10 to 12 key items already. And Sledge doing a... Did we see a tail? No, he's just hanging out up there.
Probably doesn't remember which of the Cardia Islands has items in it, but it's a pretty quick check, so not too bad of a time.
Yeah, it's really not too bad. I mean, you've got what, a total of 11 chests around here? There's 3 in this room, 3 in the 6 in the big one?
Yeah, so it's...
Then that doesn't even equal 11.
Stuff.
That equals 12 last time I checked, but yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah,
and one fine day is going to correct me one last time and say that it's...
Yeah, because I think it's 3 in the first room and 4 in the second. So yeah, that adds up.
Yeah. Hey, one fine day for your help. It's good to have everybody in chat. We got Classic Gamer 76, of course, one fine day here. Spellzap, our current Platimus Prime co-op champion of the world, made it to the semifinals of the spring tournament last year. At their Spellzap, he's somebody. Oh my gosh, we got a Caleb in the house too. Looks like he's pretty excited. One of our current admins. There's that Caleb guy. Pro Cape. That is a shield. It goes in the shield slot for the mages.
Yeah, well, that goes in the shield slot for anybody that's not a black belt or a master. So it's very nice to have. And
Yeah.
I don't think we found a shield in a treasure chest yet. So could be we could have some fighter capes going on here.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got already Chaos finally making it to this room, and she's picking up a lot of good gold. She's already up to about 10,000 gold in these chests now, plus an opal helm, which could maybe sell for something. So interested to see how this is going to work out for her as far as, well, first getting out of here. And secondly, being able to pick up that crown as Sledge is in Waterfall. Yeah. Got a waterfall play going on. I like it. A little low level. Not too bad. You can gain some pretty easy levels here if too ugly. And at the end of it all, of course, you get a key item and 6 free treasure chests, essentially.
And I don't think Sledge has any work charges right now, so this might be it's going to be a tricky run back. And Faye's going to head into Ice Cave. So this is an ambitious play, but you know, it's a gamble that could pay off.
Spellzap wanted me to point out, of course, our lovely tracker, Crab Cakes, the spring tournament 2019 champion here, making sure that Edgeworth and I know what's going on, because without her, I wouldn't know what was going on. And it looks like Chaos, after all that trouble, after checking all those chests, ended up taking a wipe on those bulls and scorpions on her way out of Volcano. So what do you think she does? Goes back and checks those boxes to get that money?
Probably goes back and gets only the ones that contain really high value items, but it's less about the high value items at this point and more about the levels that were lost. There's a lot of experience that went down the tube there.
Yeah, I saw she had gained quite a few levels by taking these fire battles, and man, Sledge got a lot of experience from that battle, and 17,000 gold rod. So now Earth is on the play. We've got one of our few go mode items. We've got our Oxshell, and we have a rod currently. We still need the other 4 go mode items. Your loot, your key, the chime and the cube to finish this one out.
We have Dark Moon picking up the crown and going to fight Astos, and I did not see what the reward was.
I missed it.
The tail.
Ah, well, that's unfortunate. And as we can see, the wow, Faewinds walking into Ice Cave, and Ice Cave proven to be dangerous as always. Ran into some white dragons in there, and they just wrecked them. And it looks like wizards also have toxic. So, ooh, this first floor is going to be ugly.
Yeah, meanwhile, Sledge down to just the white mage trying to get out of Waterfall. And yeah, the problem is it's not the going in that kills you, it's the run back out.
And that's really rough because I know Sledge gained a ton of levels in here. I think he was like 12 after that one battle with those whiz mummies and mummies in there. And Faewinds making it deeper in the Ice Cave, nuking down some images and wraiths. Caleb pointing out his love for low level. We're just moving along. I don't know if Chaos ever made it out with all that stuff. I think she did, because she's reviving one of her light warriors. And Darkmoon's going to pick up his mass immune, and he's going to decide what he wants to do here. As Sledge has to make his way back through Waterfall to get that rod out of there, because the rod is a required item to get through the game.
Isn't it so nice that you can buy 10 of these at a time?
My gosh, do you remember the old days, like back in the 90s when you had to buy one heal at a time and it took you about 5 minutes to get 99 heals?
I had an NES Advantage controller, so just hold the turbo button down and go do something else.
Yeah, that NES Advantage, good lord. It had to play, it was one controller that plugged into both inputs. It had a joystick on it that was kind of a little stiff. A little stiff to say the least.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to play any action games on it, but you know, for turn-based potion buying, heck yeah, give it.
And one fine day, been running through a lot of single segment vanilla versions of the game. He can tell you right now that this is moving a lot quicker than playing the original version of Final Fantasy without our speed hacks on here. Which, I mean, the dev team has been pretty awesome. Adding speed hacks in here so the game moves by a lot quicker, your character moves quicker, just everything kind of goes by quicker.
Oh no. That's high on the list of you hate to see it. A defensive spell on a 9-pack.
Oh my gosh.
An 8-pack, yeah.
Yeah, Persilisk just, they are making sure they are not going to be touched at the end of this round. You're going to have to mow them down with evade capped.
Oh,
and then some. It's so bad.
That was an ambush too. Oh, jeez.
Perilisks, man. Perilisks. What did I say? Persilisks? You know what? Don't call me out. Don't call me out. And Asher's in here. What's going on, Asher? Meridian BC. We got a big crew of people here watching these newer players do their thing. Like, super stoked about this.
We got Darkmoon heading into ice. Chaos doing another dive into Volcano. And Sledge's run out of waterfall. Looking a lot better this time.
Yeah. So one fine day in chat pointing out something that I actually remember was one of the first races I watched in the community. It was, I think, a league race right in front of the floater chest, and it was a required floater chest too. It led to something that was required in the game, was a ambushing pack of birds with trance. And I think one fine day stood there and took trance charges for what seemed like an eternity before finally having to reset out. And it was just basically luck at that point, whether you could get out of the battle or kill the birds before they could just stun lock your whole party. And ice is nasty. As Crabcakes is pointing out, Faewinds taken another wipe to some wraiths and images. Darkmoon's going to get away from the white dragons and not realize what they have until he goes back through it and sees poison damage.
Yeah, it looks like Faye could use some better armor. Right now with the low HP totals, that is definitely something that might save your bacon.
Yeah, and it looks like Darkmoon again is going to get lucky, and let's up here. He may not actually see what those white dragons had until Topher.
Cool. Well, yeah, by that time, it's going to be incredibly rude.
Yeah, when you run into 4 of them and they open up with poison damage, yeah, that's going to be a little annoying.
Yeah, especially because then you have to burn healing resources to do that, and it's all about that battle of attrition. We have loose cubes, so the loose item is in here.
Man, after all that, Darkmoon finding the loose cube in ice, making the right play. Faewinds is making the right play, but I don't think he knows it yet, because I'm not sure he's made it that deep into ice, as SledgeCalamy is inside of Sea Shrine, and Chaos trying to finish out the volcano. So that's it. At this point, there's one loose item. What do you do? Do you keep opening boxes, or you just slam your... I mean, he's got a black belt, so he could potentially grind some eyes while he's here, and then just put his foot on the pedal and finish here in the next however much time we have.
So there's a lot of chests that are on sort of a so-called greed path that you can pick up on the way through here. So I'm just thinking, like, there's at least 5 in C.
Yeah.
You could, and we have somebody checking the mermaids floor as well.
Mermaids have huge money. I saw 38,000 out of that. Hired in ice, so ice has to be done, and it looks like Darkmoon's going to take this eye battle. I'm interested to see how many times he decides to do it. Like I mentioned, he's doing it. He's going for it. Duckling after my own heart. Gonna go for the grind, it looks like.
Oh gosh, Wraiths have blazed too. What a brutal ice cave this is. And yeah. I don't think... Did Darkmoon see any of it?
He did not. So he's gonna... This is a bad time to figure this out, because unless he picked up that Thor's hammer that is in the mage chest standing, he's not gonna have an AoE to deal with those Wraiths if he ends up getting an off-tile encounter, and he could lose this grind.
I don't think he has exit or warp charges either, so he's going to have to take another run through here again.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, if you get enough levels, if you get enough levels, it should be, like, insanely scary, but yeah, if you get ambushed, a big pack of Wraiths, and they all open up with Blaze, they could wipe you out before anything even happens, even with a level 37 or 38 black belt.
All right. Well, I think we had an opal bracelet up at the top there, and a katana as well. So some decent items, but not the loose item that Sledge was looking for.
Yeah. And Faewinds, I guess, just going on ahead and getting out of Ice Cave. Not gonna go back there for a while until probably he realizes that the loose cube is out there and the loot is the required item that he needs. And it looks like this carry battle's happening. So Chaos taking on our first Fiend, throwing out Aquatics. That's what I'm talking about. Aquatics and carry, you gotta love it, and a little bit of poison damage, magic, or sound force too. Why'd you have to cure it?
You hang enough damage on one of those mid-tier fiends. Aquatics looks like a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you, especially with the scaling being 67 to 150%. Carry at the highest is going to roll 900 hit points. So if you do about, 300, 400, 500 hit points of damage, Aquatics is not a bad play. And obviously it wasn't a bad play. Ooh, Sledge getting ambushed by Ghost, and they're just wrecking his party right now. Hopefully his Black Mage can get out of there and...
No, this is just not a fight that you want to take at this point. Come back with more levels and better armor, because that is one of the most terrifying ambushes in this game.
Yeah.
Even at high levels.
Ooh, that is rough. Somebody had Glare out there and just completely knocked out Darkmoon's fighter, but he's got a white mage. Have we seen Life Spell?
It's at level 4.
Okay, so he should be able to bring his fighter back to life if he really wants to. He only took his full party up to level 20, and it looks like he's done doing any sort of stationary grind. And Chaos, after all that, she's finally got her crown. And we know the crown leads to the tail, if we remember correctly, so she's going to pick up her tail and probably do class change since she's not carrying a black belt around.
Is Darkmoon out of healing right now?
I'm not sure. I think he's out of spell charges just in general, because he's not doing any damage or like magic spells against those mages. It looked like he was... he's got Cure Force.
I was gonna say, toss those out. The next floor is pretty spicy.
Yeah, especially with wizards with with toxic. But it looks like he's gonna make it out. The encounter rate's down to 70%, so not too bad to get out of there. And does he have a house?
Is this a 2-man strat going on here?
How many ducks are we? It looks like it. Oh, I see what he's doing. He's going. Is he going straight in here and maybe he just wanted to get the rest of his party up to a decent level before he went on ahead and committed to a solar grind. And he didn't want to do the solar grind in Ice Cave because Ice Cave is dangerous. No? Who knows what's going on? Caleb asking in chat, how many people are we doing right now? It looks like we've got 10 streamers. So Burt Reynolds, Danny, Groggy Dog, Jazz Raptor, and Ragnarok are all off stream.
Replenishing the spell charges because no houses in inventory.
Okay, that's what makes sense. So get rid of that second party member, and then go on ahead and replenish spell charges so you can make your way through Volcano. Now, since he's got a black belt in his lead and his fighter and his would he have a black mage or a white mage? White mage are both dead. I'm assuming he's not checking a single box here. He's going straight for Agamas, and he's going to grind.
I would definitely check some of the boxes on the way through, some of the easier ones to get to.
Yeah.
A ribbon landing on the red mage is going to be, it's going to make a huge difference.
Oh, absolutely. I could not agree with that statement more. I mean, one ribbon with that particular party is invaluable. Put a ribbon on top of anybody that has life, whether it be your red mage or your white mage. It's going to make Topher a lot easier. Those final fiend bosses a lot easier. You'll be able to bring your peeps back to life. I think it's a good call to at least check for ribbons. And SledgeCalamy, he's gonna get the business from Ice too.
Yeah, these bulls lead off with Squint in the skill list, so not too fun. And there's a 4-pack of them lurking on the bottom floor, but
yeah.
Darkmoon's getting through this pretty okay.
Yep, so Caleb right now just pointing out the things that Darkmoon needs to finish out the game. We know the cube is loose in Ice Cave. The rod is from the robot, so he needs to do waterfall. And at this point, we have not seen the key or the chime, which is obviously going to be in either ordeals. Yeah, it's going to be in ordeals or Titan's Trove, which is incentivized as well. So we're going to need a ruby to get to that last incentive location.
We've got Sleep Touch, High Ambush, Agamas.
Ooh,
they don't seem to be doing a lot of damage. They have a lot of HP, though. Around, definitely over 300.
Yeah. And, I mean, he's fine with his level because he did do that initial to 21. Sleep Touch, I mean, still has a decent... No, he's not taking on Agamas. I guess maybe he's not going to do a grind. Maybe he's totally fine just two-manning the rest of the run with these two guys and getting his levels on the way.
There's definitely a lot of options as far as where to grind as well. You could definitely take the Agamas. The Eye Tile is also another possibility. Probably not this seed.
Yeah.
And the 1 to 2 Zombie Dragon Tile is not too bad.
Yeah, it would have been like if you had the warp charges, doing the eye would have been bottom floor, hit those damage tiles that are down there, you know, gotten your whole party down, and then the eye could have killed your people off. But trying to have an eye kill your whole party off at like full health would take like an ice age. So I think just getting some early levels, I think, was a good call. Obviously, he realized he didn't feel like dealing with the Agamas, or just like you said, or like I said earlier, probably just wanted to go on ahead and get his levels on the way. And there goes Carrie. Carrie not giving Darkmoon too much trouble as Darkmoon lights up his first orb at the 31 minute.
And we have Chaos going into Ordeals, and Faye is taking a shot at that waterfall. Still has pretty low levels though, but this is a good place to gain some levels in a hurry.
All right, SledgeCalamy down to one fighter. He's in the room that we know the cube is currently in. Hopefully he finds the cube so he knows where his loose item is. The second person on stream finding our loose item, but he's only down to one light warrior. Hopefully these frost wolves don't do anything too ridiculous so he can get through this, but unfortunately he still has to check the eye tile and maybe get the loot.
Oh, we have a T-Rex sighting.
No, you gotta love that number 8 encounter, T-Rex. It looks like he's gonna fight it. How do we feel? I know there's a team stake when it comes to Tyros. How do we feel about the blue stakes?
Pittsburgh rare. Best you can get.
Yeah, I like the blue stakes. I'm not going to lie. As Chaos is going to be our first person in Ordeals. She got into Ordeals a little bit and already has made her way through the pillar maze. Gonna try to run away from these hard-hitting horses. Man, those nightmares have 3 hits. They're not messing around.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the monsters rolling on the high end this seed. Defense and power gauntlet, both in Ordeals, loaded.
Oh my gosh, and he got away from those wizards with Toxic. I don't know if he has a ribbon or any way to protect against Toxic. Does Toxic have like a low percentage to hit? Because it seems like it doesn't hit the way things like Bane and Crack hit.
I think it has lower, but not appreciably lower. It can definitely get you.
Cheesinator saying Toxic is very inaccurate. What do? You got a fighter, you're on. You just take him up, or do you try to get out of here with your solo fighter? Looks like he's going to take this battle a few times.
I think that's what you have to do. I mean, especially since you're going to be fighting the ghost party mix when you drop through.
Yeah, so Sledge is going to go on ahead and do it. We got a bottle in Ordeals. We know that bottle is going to more than likely lead to either our chime or our key. And Sledge, I don't know if he took a wipe. What happened? Eye has death touch.
Woof.
Oh man, and how many battles did how much of this seed has Dark Moon missed? Literally didn't see the poison damage, didn't see the blaze.
That's the rando experience though. I never saw it.
Yeah, it's not the seed for eye grinds, as they said. If you had a black belt on there, you not a touch, because once you get to about the level 24, 25 mark, your MDef is high enough to where basically any sort of touch is going to be a 3 and 256. That's what Spells App has told me. So, and he knows all about MDef. And Chaos looks like she's going to run into Gaia and see what the fairy has. Let the fairy out of the bottle. She's going to go down to the bottom of the lake and pull something up for her. We'll see what that is here in a moment. Keep our eye. Let's see here. As Faewinds making his way, he's thinking about it. I don't think he wants to deal with that tile again, as he gets ambushed again by this tile. We got the fairy in the bottle pulling up some dynamite. Dark Moon getting his bottle. SledgeCalamy trying to make his way the cube and the loot, since those are both required items to finish the game up. And yeah, these whiz mummies are giving Faewinds the business right now, and Faewinds taking another wipe in Waterfall.
Oh gosh, look at this! It's so many nasty groups on the screen at once.
Yeah, that's rough, man. And this low level is really hurting Faewinds, like you said. I don't know what level he's at. It looks like 9. He just got to level 9 here. You run into mud golems. Mud golems are going to hit hard. That's like half of your HP alone if they just get an attack off.
Yeah, they will punch you hard even when you have mid-game armor to end-game armor. And right now everybody is kind of light on Faewinds.
Yeah, and Darkmoon getting out of ordeals, has his bottle. He's gonna take his airboat the long way. No, guess not gonna do the bottle turn in. We're gonna go to waterfall first. Unless he already went to Guyana, I just completely missed it. Chat.
Just taking the slow boat.
Yeah, chat pointing out that Darkmoon's still wielding a massive for his black belt, and man, those Sabertooths were not messing around either.
No, trying to can opener the black belt there. Not. Ooh, houses for sale.
Yeah, this is a rough seed. I mean, I like the fact that both required items are in ice. You need the ambushed by 6 rates with Blaze. I don't know. I would have probably just slammed on reset, but it looks like they're going to throw out their skills, which is slow, I guess. How does that work? I thought Blaze was also a skill. Oh no, slow is a spell.
Yep.
I know things.
So yeah, it's interesting because I am quite sure that a lot of the people who have played these Duckling seeds are not used to immediately having the entire world open.
Yeah.
And it's kind of important to know, like, where can I get some levels along the way? Because you really don't want to go into any of these places at, like, level 3, level 4, especially without having Exeter Warp.
No, yeah. We got a warp. Chaos has warp, so she's gonna get the loot. She has not made it through Ice Cave yet. I'm hoping at this point, she's got her Thor's hammer. I'm hoping she is gonna drop down, so she's gonna do the full clear and find her cube. And SledgeCalamy getting his loose cube again.
Yeah, with warp being at level 5, it sets up nicely. Chaos might be tempted to warp out of this dungeon after grabbing it with, say, 5 or 6 warp charges, but with only the one, you gotta go the long way anyway. Might as well dig it out.
That is true. You're not lying as far as that's concerned. Ambushed, and White D's have Lit 3 as the first spell, so we got Lit 3, and then you have poison damage. Man, this is just so bad. Why does Ice Cave have to be Ice Cave? It's already a nightmare dungeon in the original. And poor SledgeCalamy. Did you just see what happened on the screen?
No, another wipe.
No, he dropped down to the eye floor and then fell in one of the holes.
Oh no!
Yeah, hit a banana peel, as Dangwoo would say.
I mean, it's Mario Kart scoring, so it's appropriate.
Yeah, I think that should be the new challenge seed. You have to do 4 rounds. And Kayla point out the obvious here. Darkmoon not seeing any of the issues in Waterfall either, man. He's just like scrolling through. He's gonna come to the interview. Yeah, it was a pretty easy seed. Nothing bad. Sledge and Faewinds are gonna be like, yeah, that was pretty rough. And it looks like Chaos about to get her cube right now, or already got her cube, sorry. And so she is in that no mode, as we like to call it, where you basically don't need to really check in for any loose items, just do all your incentives and keep the game moving. All right, let's see here. Sledge is going to take it one step at a time. He's not even going to fight the eye. He's just going to run away, get his loot, and he's going to probably leave.
All right, we found the gold bracelets.
Yep, and Chaos getting out of there. She's got her loot. She only had to make the one trip thanks to the warp charge that she had. So she's done with her loot and her cube.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that you have to take in consideration with your routing as well. If you see late warp, you have to consider: is it good for me to go do something else while I wait for these warp charges to stack up?
Yeah, because she's going to save a lot of time. 'Cause she hasn't done waterfall either, which means she can go in, get her key item from waterfall, and then warp out, and then that's it. She may have no issues in water. And when you think about the time it takes plus encounters to do the whole ice circuit and to walk in and out of waterfall, I mean, she's going to save at least what do you think, like 2 or 3 minutes, if not more?
It's definitely going to be more. If you walk out of waterfall, it's going to take you, especially if you've been doing encounter manipulation. All the steps that you save on the front end, you have to pay for it on the back end.
Oh my God, Caleb needs a recap, and he specifically asked me for it. So Edgeworth, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and recap this game real quick. Ice is awful. As we all remember, ice is the worst place on the planet Earth. Waterfall also not very good. The birds with the Invis 2 is just annoying more than anything. Once you killed Garland, you got a canoe and a ship. Once you killed some pirates, you had a floater. So you could just like go up in the air, do some air stuff, talk to some sages. They put you on some kind of crazy fetch quest that was like an adamant, some herb, a little crystal eyeball, which finally led to a sword. Sarda had the oxshell so you could get inside of a sea shrine. The vendor item was for 25 grand in Elfland, and that was a crown, which led to some tail. The cube was loose in Ice Cave, and the ice incentive chest had the loot. And the only other thing we've seen right now is that the robot has the rope, and Ordeals was a bottle that leads to a TNT, which led to a ruby. And it looks like Darkmoon fed that ruby to the Titan, checked Titan's trove, and what did we see? A slab. So now we got a piece of rock that we can take to a doctor.
We see a slab that's not translated right now.
Yeah, he's just going to take the slab. He's not going to translate it. And are we about to get looped? Oh, he realized. Oh, man, I was so excited to see some loot. He's got and it looks like Faewinds going for the old Agama grind. And Darkmoon's completely lost. He sailed all the way back to the Onrek location.
Push B select.
Give us some map strats, please. I don't know how did he misland? Like going north. All right, it's not that funny. All right, so anyways, so who is this Dr. Yoon? He's obviously like a doctor of linguistics or something. So you take a piece of rock to him and he teaches you a whole language in seconds?
I mean, where did he go to college? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single college in this game. I mean, maybe there was a college in Melman and it got destroyed? That's the only thing I can think of.
It's not even accredited.
Kayla pointing out that Dr. Yoon was homeschooled, and Cheesinator saying something that we talked about before, that flight paths are hard to learn in this game. Like, you think you get a floater, you're in the air, you're like zipping and zooming everywhere, but there are optimal ways to places. Like on the northern continent, for instance, you never sail over the eye. You always sail either the other way. Like if you're trying to go from Gaia to Onrak, it's quicker if you're in Gaia to go eastbound to get to Onrak, and vice versa. But anyways, that's neither here nor there, as Chaos is in Sea Shrine. And Faewin's going in for the grind. I like the grind. A little solo grind, kill you a carry, and you're good to go.
The problem is these Agamas are hitting significantly harder. Oh, now
you're asleep.
And they also have more HP than you can one-shot them for.
Yeah,
so.
And he only has 25 heals too. He's going for Greg strats. His SledgeCalamy, the Agama battle has already killed Carrie. Carrie's dead. And Sledge lighting up his first storm at about the 46-minute mark. Dark Moon getting the key. So that's it as far as that key item is concerned. We do know that our last key item is going to be the chime in Canaria Locked. Based on what we've seen so far, we've seen all of our turn-ins. We've seen all of our fetch questy doodads. So the key can only lead to one thing, which is the chime in Canaria Locked. And once he does that, he will be in definitive go mode. Also, another thing I've noticed that Faewinds is doing, is he going up and down, or is he going left to right to take on these Agamas?
That is a good question, and we'll find out in a moment. Faewinds also out of heal potions.
Yeah, this was something, unfortunately, I did in Spring Tournament. My first race in Spring Tournament, I went up against the Hangry Canuck. I took on the Agamas. I didn't have enough heals. And, yeah, it's no fun to run out of heals when you're trying to do an Agama, especially if you don't get enough levels. And unfortunately, getting the off-tile encounter here with some Whiz Ogres just ripping more into the HP that he does not have.
Yeah, and this is bad because Carrie rolled 6 hits, so this is, this may not turn out so well.
Yeah, this is going to be unfortunate. And sometimes when you're in the situation you've been in before, you can't see past you can't see the trees for the you're like, well, I gotta get my levels. I can't take a wipe now. And it looks like, yeah, he's gonna do the Gregory and try to run out of here and try to save his progress because he knows he can't kill Carrie now. And we got a Kraken up on Chaos's screen. Looks like.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Darkmoon is just cruising through Earth, so it's time to finish some dungeons. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean, well, as of now, Chaos knows she hasn't gotten all of her key items yet, but she knows that all she's got to do is do key item turn-ins, and she's good to go. As she lights up her second, taking down Kraken. Didn't really see much ugliness from Kraken there. Yeah, and Cheesinator pointing out that Faewinds is missing a lot of these lava tiles too. It's just scary. And you know at the end of it all, he's going to probably have only 1 hit point on that black belt. So we're just going to hope that the 70% makes it out. Does he have a cabin? He saves the game. Whew.
Yeehaw.
Hey, you know what? I'd rather walk out that way, save the game, and save and save those levels than take.
Yeah, definitely. Especially after all those rough wipes, losing all those levels early, to have another one. Gosh, that would have been a heartbreaker, but made it out.
Yeah. And chat pointing out that one of Darkmoon's red mages is apparently trying to be a black belt too. Went on ahead and punched a Gerwolf down. Because the mass is still on the black belt. I mean, like chat pointed out earlier, you could probably move the massa over to the red mage, so the red mage actually has some sort of melee trying to be a pretend black belt.
Ah, Fire 2 paying off. Finally.
I know, I just said that earlier. I was like, do you even pick up Fire 2 at level 2? Apparently you do. What's this on Darkmoon's screen here?
I don't know. It's a coat rack, I think.
Yeah, I saw the 2112 XP in honor of the late Neil Peart. And we've got Darkmoon making it through. Gonna go on ahead and eventually take the. What do you do with this? Because I know there's a plate there, right?
Yeah.
And do you like smack it with the rod, or like, do you do like a Gandalf and just like attack the plate?
They think that it says the rod shatters it, doesn't it? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what it does. So you take the rod and you smack the metal plate there, and it just breaks into pieces. Like,
yeah, you just El Kabong that sucker.
Oh yeah, the old Jeff Jarrett reference. You gotta love it. As Faewinds getting his tail for all the trouble Still no orbs lit, unfortunately. And Darkmoon just showing Earth who's boss right now. And it looks like Chaos is going to go on ahead and try to light up, because she's also in Earth Cave, getting a number 8 encounter here on Earth 3.
This red mage punching things on Darkmoon's side is just cracking me up. It's like
You've got a perfectly fine sword in your punching guy's hands.
it's scrappy goose strats. Like he's just yelling, "Let me at him!" as he's punching for 2 damage.
And then Crabcakes is yeah. So the loot plate, it's solid steel, but you play a guitar. So you El Kabong that one for sure with the guitar. Do you play the guitar or do you smack the plate with the guitar?
I think you move the plate with your performance. Like it is so moved by how well you played the lute.
And Chaos doing the north part of Earth 4 stretch. You gotta like him. It may not be the quickest way to get through here, but it's definitely a way to get through Earth 4.
Yeah, so this is going to be a third orb lit pretty quickly. But the question is, has anyone found a ribbon yet?
I have not seen a ribbon on screen. Lich, the anti-Lich, because we all know that Vanilla Lich throws out Ice 3 as a first spell. And did you even see Lich? I saw a Fire 2 come out, and then Lich just disappeared. He just crumpled over like the old man that he is.
Yeah, I didn't even see before, crumbled to dust and was sucked in under a Roomba.
Yeah, and Chaos making her way through Lich, getting the post-Fiend battle from Trolls. Of course it was trolling her. This is ridiculous. There's nothing worse than going through like a harrowing Kraken 1 battle. You barely brack Kraken with like a black mage left alive with 3 hit points, and then you get ambushed by 9 lobsters.
Yeah, I got murdered by 2 red giants after a carry fight once. That's not fun either. Just all of a sudden 2 bouncers roll up and say, "Where do you think you're going?"
Who taught you how to fly? And leading to the Ruby, Chaos hot on the heels of SledgeCalamy, who just fed the Titan the Ruby, the business, and went and checked that incentive, got his slab, so he's gonna get the slab translated, do the Dr. Yoon thing, get the key, go to key whatever place, get the chime, and be in go mode. So this is a pretty amazingly close game for as route divergent as everybody got once they got in the air. I mean, Chaos with the most orbs lit, I would say she's probably ahead, even though Darkmoon found the cube first. What are you thinking?
Darkmoon is going to have a little bit of time to catch up. I would say they're pretty even, just because there's some fetch questing that needs to be done here on Chaos' side.
Yeah, it looks like we've chat point out SledgeCalamy's screen. You got Cursor Watch 2020 up on the top left-hand screen there, and I've got some dogs barking back here. So I gotta go, and I'll be right back.
All right. So yeah, we've got Chaos dropping the slab off. That is translated. Just needs to head up the Lathan now to pick up some supplies. But first, the trip up to Penrith. We've got a petrified white mage on the side of Darkmoon, and that might come in handy for some of the for the Temple of Fiends fights. And we've got a blue T-bone on Chaos's.
That's probably what my dogs are barking about right now.
Oh, that sounds so good, actually.
No. Go hit up the old Waffle House and get a porterhouse.
Oh, jeez.
I know this is. I mean, it is 10:06 on a Saturday. You might be able to hit up long. I'm sure. We got a key. SledgeCalamy getting the key, knows the key's going to lead to the
Yeah, maybe I could take a mortgage out on my house and go to Ruth's, Chris.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's people out there that can afford a $42 and then a $7 potato.
This better be the best damn potato I've ever had.
But, dude, Waffle House most certainly has a porterhouse. I thought that was the name. Oh man, trolls. All right, let's. What's happening here? I know we're actually watching a race, so let's see here. Faewinds, still no orbs lit. Still trying to figure out what to do. I guess she's finally make it back into Volcano and maybe get an kill a carry and keep it moving. What's this black belt at right now? Like 25, 26, somewhere in that general area?
Darkmoon's black belt?
No, Faewinds.
Oh, I don't know what Faye's black belt is. Darkmoon just hit 31, so...
Ooh, yeah.
Pretty close to the break-even point there.
Yeah, 32, that's when basically your black belt goes from being like, you know...
Oh, here's 32.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, that's easy enough. Duke and Dan. It's crazy. Right. He's got his black belt named Dan, but he's alive.
He's confused.
Yeah, clearly. He's got a duck and a duke. He's Dan. Just too many D. A lot to go along with the Duckling Derby theme. All the D's in the world.
And there's a red D.
Nice. And Darkmoon going to go on ahead and get ready for his Kraken battle. We're going to actually pay attention to this one. Chaos is going to see our first streamer to head into Mirage Tower, which is kind of crazy. You rarely ever see Mirage be one of the last Fiend dungeons that get go-moded as 4 hits. Man, that Kraken couldn't have had more than 700 hit points. And there's a lot of Ruru happening behind me again. Chat.
Yeah, it's interesting. Usually, the only time you see runners put off Mirage Tower to the end is when there is a required war mech.
Yeah.
But not the case in this flag.
Well, it was just one of those weird situations. I mean, Chime was the last thing you could possibly find with the way the key items landed. I mean, because you had to get the... What ended up finally leading to the key, it was you had to do ordeals, then you had a giant fetch quest, the bottle, to the TNT, to the ruby, to the slab, and then finally to the key. And at that point, I mean, if you did ice early, got that cube early on, then ordeals was probably one of the last places you were gonna go. And for routing purposes, you're not gonna do that entire fetch quest in one go. You're gonna hit up any other areas that you can go. Did ordeals, you're not gonna go do the bottle or the get the bottle. You're not going to do the TNT turn in until you hit up Waterfall and do that just for those routing purposes, I think, right?
I'm sorry, I missed what you said. My cat was licking my monitor.
Well, you gotta love it when cats lick monitors. Is SledgeCalamy. He's in go mode at the 1 hour mark. Chaos going left and up. Wait, up, left and up is just not the way you go on this floor. That's why you ban cats with. If she had gone the other way, she would have still hit this battle, but still, maybe she would have been able to run. It is right and up. Which way do you go, Edge? Do you go the right way, or do you go the wrong way?
I zigzag right and up.
That is just not going to work for me. Can we get somebody else in comms booth? And
that's because I'm downright awful.
The puns are real. It's so real. Oh my god! And let's talk about this for a second. We cannot get any Bless RNGs because Warmech was patrolling. So you can go on ahead and talk.
Ooh,
Fighters.
We found Nuke!
We found Nuke! It's on the fighters! It's not even... It's so rude! And Fighter...
Holy cow! Oh, Darkmoon's on the same encounter path.
I know, and the worst part about it is she lost both her red mage and her white mage, so she can't even bring her party members back to life. She's got to do this 2-man, which she should be fine. She's got the levels, but still, that's pretty rude. It's pretty rude of those fighters.
That is going to let Darkmoon take the lead here.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if Warmech is patrolling, the fighter battle also replaces Warmech, correct? It's not only the 8 slot, but it's the 7 slot too?
I think that's the case, actually.
Yeah, so luckily Chaos was able to get through it, no biggie. We got some R-Hydra, no biggie. We're not going to see any more of that now. Brackstrat's coming out. Chaos trying to light up her 4th orb here. Tiamat going straight to the back row and murdering that black belt. Poor Kama.
Woof.
Yeah, and Tiamat's not messing around, at least with that black belt. Another hit, 5 hits, 108. 4 hits, 321. Ziala has done 5 hits for 421. She lights up her 4th orb. And guys, real quick, off screen, we have our first place finisher at 1 hour, 3 minutes, 3 seconds. It is Groggy Dog. Groggy Dog winning the race, getting his 15 points. Yeah. Dang. I think a lot of people were thinking I was going to say Burt Reynolds, but that is not the case. Groggy Dog sniping it, getting his 15 points, and is going to go on ahead and be in the lead leading into tomorrow's race here on the Speed Gaming family of networks, and Darkmoon making short work of Tiamat lighting up his 4th orb. And man, we're going to have a race here in Topher. Yeah, we're going to have a race going on in Topher. What do you think about this? Darkmoon has the level 30-ish black belt. Chaos is already heading up to take on Chaos. Do you think that Darkmoon can catch up?
It really depends on how much HP these fiends have. If it's a higher total, I like the black belt party more.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's go on ahead and chat. Still point out the obvious here. There's no ribbons. We have a ribbon. That's going to make things rough for.
Yeah, I think. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, because that MDef growth on the fighter is only 3 per level, whereas the other mages that she have is only 2 per level. So that 4 per level from Darkmoon's black belt is going to be significant as far as dodging any sort of insta-death spells.
Yeah, and I think Sledge is feeling the heat, cracking open some more chests, just trying to find that one ribbon.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
No incentive checks.
Yeah, and we've got 2 racers in tow for Chaos about 45 seconds ahead of Darkmoon right now, and SledgeCalamy taking on that Blue Dragon, not on the Blue Dragon tile, but that number 8 encounter here on Josh 2. Faewinds got an Orblet finally, got his bottle, and is going to probably do that particular check of chess here. What do you think about the Phantom? How's the Phantom make you feel every time you see it? You know, he's got 1 XP. He hits like a truck, has a crap ton of hit points. How do you feel about it? You just grind it?
I hate him. Get him out of here.
Get the absolute worst. It's like the.
You know what's worse than the Phantom though?
What?
4 Phantoms and 2 Liches.
Oh man, did you? Man, okay, so we did the Chaos Rush tournament like a year ago, and that was the worst encounter to see on alt final boss by far, because 4 Phantoms just completely destroy your party. Like literally 4-shot in your parties. We got a Lich 2 on screen. Do we give Lich 2 any sort of like? Well, Lich 2 opens up with Bane.
I mean, you do when they have Bane. And
yeah.
Now Darkmoon is in the lead.
Yeah, the respect is the word I was looking for. Thank you there, Cheeseinator. Chaos is gonna reset as Darkmoon. We're gonna see if Darkmoon can make the rest of the seed work the way the seed has been working for him so far and not see anything from Lich 2. Faewinds gonna go on ahead and get his first look into probably Waterfall and or Sea Shrine. Lich 2 rolled high. No, not high enough though. Is of course Darkmoon did not see Bane at all. And yeah, just gonna go on ahead and keep it going on Carrie's floor now. Most certainly in the lead, at least as far as the streamers we have on. And if anybody in chat wants to check out any of our other races and see where they happen to be, that would be pretty dope. See if there's any close races happening off stream. As we get a Carry 2 battle. Dan coming out. Duck hitting for 380. We got poison damage from Carrie. Temper going out on Dan. Dan's going to attack again. We got 8 hits, 791. Carry 2 is down. And we've got a couple of Ds at level 35. Going on to Kraken's floor. Faewinds seeing his first little bit of Sea Shrine, but he's just going to go mode it. He doesn't even care. He's just moving it.
Oh, Greg, you might like this. We've got Ragnarok. Looks like about to head into Temple of Fiends with how about a 42 black belt?
Oof, yeah, you gotta love that. He's gonna make Topher regardless of what these fiends have, unless he gets the inevitable Bane through a level 42 black belt off that Lich. Let's see what happens here. As 5 hits goes out for 512 on Kraken 2. 4 hits, 246. I mean, it's good that he's got 2 of these melee people coming out here because he can just really do some serious damage against these fiends. And 550 does it for Kraken 2, and he is just moving it. Pedal to the metal, as they say. And we got a Lich 2 up here. Chaos making it through Lich 2 without seeing Bane this time, so moving. You said off-screen Ragnarok's in
Yep.
Somebody, MG Weirdo, mentioned that Danny's also in Toph, wheeling her way through it. Classic Gamer saying that a 42 BB can make a Topher a breeze. A little bit of hyperbole, I think, right? I mean, 400 clamps pretty rough, regardless of what you have. It can, is what he says. It can. I mean, you've done plenty of clamped 400 seeds before, right, Edge?
Yeah, and I mean, that's why I don't do them anymore.
It looks like we're going to finally see Darkmoon trying to secure a second place finish here as he pulls up the final fiend. He's going to go for an attack on his black belt. We get a Thunder coming out right away, and they all low roll. You got to be happy to see low roll Thunders like that, especially without ribbons on your party. 4 hits. No damage. I didn't see what the black belt did, but I saw that the fighter hit for about 4 hits and like 100 and something-ish damage. As we're going to throw some more temper strats out. Fighter goes out again, 4 hits, 120, 5 hits, 367. Looks like either high evade or high absorb, because that was 2 tempers. Cure 4 coming out on the red mage. He's just going to go on ahead and wait it out. One Punch Man, 6 hits, 515, 4 hits, 418. We're getting about halfway through Chaos's vanilla HP.
Yeah, dang, all those mass mutant swings crit.
Yeah, man. 7 hits, 455. We're at vanilla HP Chaos at this point. And those Cure 4s coming out. 5 hits, 113, 7 hits, 531. Darkmoon coming in second place. And this is crazy because Darkmoon was talking about how he hasn't even practiced these flags. And he puts up a second place finish there with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, 23 seconds. Get your GGs out, please.
Yeah, cruising on through on that black belt seemed to be a pretty valid strat. Dropping the 2.
Yeah, I really like that strat a lot. Is Sledge still clearing chests, trying to find that ribbon. I mean, well, not that ribbon, because he found a ribbon. So I'm interested to see what's going on. Let's take a look at the gear here. He's just not feeling comfortable with the gear since he's running a fighter party. But I mean, you got the math I don't know. Not really sure. We're gonna go on ahead and pull Darkmoon in here right now. Darkmoon, how you doing?
I'm honestly doing really great right now.
Yeah. So tell us about your run, man. How'd you feel about that 3-minute floater?
Oh wow, that was kind of amazing. Honestly, all things considered, Greg Lee, that was. It's one of those things, you get a couple of the items, and you're like, okay, this could be kind of jetty, whatever, and then floater as the very third item, you're like, okay, well, at least I know where I'm headed next, so head over to Ryucon, get the floater, and see what happens. And, I guess I kind of gambled well from there.
Alright, so I'm gonna cut you off here just super quick, because right Chaos is taking on Tia 2. I'm just going to go on ahead and call this super quick. We got a nuke coming out for 156. And Viz 2 strats, got to get that evade up. Stop coming out. So we got a little paralyzed. Oh, no, her fighter was paralyzed, but luckily her fighter is out of stun touch there. And looks like more hits are happening. Tia going right after her red mage. That nuke rolled pretty low. About as low as you could roll on a nuke charge there. Another nuke coming out for 133. Zila, her fighter, hitting 4 hits, 200, and Tia 2 is down. She's only got one more person left, Darkmoon. So when you get the floater that early, the whole world's your oyster because you've got the canoe as well. Mm-hmm. What were you thinking?
Well, I defaulted to what I normally do, which is, okay, so now that I have the floater and pretty much everything that has treasure in it that I need is open to me because of the canoe as well for that for the couple places I needed to go to. It just seemed like at that point, okay, let's start banging out the incentive items. But as you probably saw, the first thing I noticed was that the crown was, like 25 grand? And I'm like, okay, I need money and I don't have the levels for ice yet. So it's just like, Volcano's great for levels as long as there's nothing with a nasty skill or spell. Yep. So my very first idea was go hit Volcano, just hit the treasury floor, maybe there's enough money there. And then with the heal rod, once I remembered that I had enough, that opened up everything else, and I had the levels from that one floor that I could go do ice, and it just seemed like at that point, just let the dominoes fall, hit most of the incentives while I'm there, catch carry along the way, and just kind of bring it all together. I didn't do it as fast as Groggy, but that still felt amazing to me.
Yeah, so let's go on ahead and talk about a few things. Do have Chaos. She's been doing the Chaos battle here for just a little bit. Black Mage is down. Chaos attacked Chaos's fighter. 2 hits for a little bit of damage. Quite a bit of HP still left. I saw an A-Rub come out, so she should get there. It looks like her red mage just went down. 9 hits for 992. Kaosubaloo takes it for what appears to be 3rd place at 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 10 seconds. 3rd place finish. She's going to get 10 points for her troubles. GG to Kaosubaloo. And off stream, it was very close. 4th place, Ragnarok 784 at 1 hour, 14 and 32, which is, gosh, that's only 22 seconds behind Kaosubaloo. And Danny 3883 with a 5th place finish of 1 hour, 14, 37 seconds. So only 5 seconds behind Ragnarok. We've got 5 finishers. That's half the pool. We're still waiting on half the pool to finish this thing up. And Kaosubaloo will be here in a moment. Edge, do you have any questions for Darkmoon?
Yeah, so, regarding your run through Ice Cave, what did you think about the Frost Dragons with damage poison?
Did I even see that?
Oh, okay, maybe it was something else. How about the race with Blaze?
Did you see Did you see the wraiths
I'm not
with?
sure I saw that either.
3?
Honestly, I made it through most of that run without seeing any of the real net skills.
Oh.
I know I put poison on someone, but I think that was later in the game for me.
How about this? Yeah, go on ahead.
The wizards with toxic, maybe?
No.
Did you see the eye? Did you see the eye with death touch? I know you fought it a few times.
No, I saw none of that.
Did you get ambushed by the wizard mummies and all?
Yeah.
Okay.
The mummies were kind of ambush heavy. I noticed that there was the gargoyles that were ambush heavy. And then I saw a nuke off of someone late game, like the sentries or something. No, it was the fighters. Yeah. And at that point, it didn't even matter to me because I was basically 2-manning it, and I had Cure 4, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that was one thing. That seemed to be the theme. Like, we always talk about there's at least one runner that exists that doesn't see anything.
I'm glad. I saw Thunder off of Carry, but at that point, Carry 2, but at that point, who cares? Like, anything like that isn't going to even matter. I'm really happy with this party that I chose this time. I practiced this morning and I had a Hellsteed, but the party itself was good because the White Mage on top of, like, the couple of warriors that I like was great. And because of the experience, that Black Belt felt really solid here. Like, if you get the right gear, the fighter's going to be great, but this time around, I saw, like, none of the gear until the Aegis right at the very end. So, yeah, like, it was like my party was perfect for this particular seed, and I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, you just kind of, like, it was the story of the seed, how lucky you...
Yes, I was. I am not going to regret that at all.
Because poor Sledge made it all the way down, made it to the cube with one light warrior still alive, and of course, yeah, it didn't end up ending well made it to the eye tile, was gonna grind the eye because he only had one fighter left, and then I had Death Touch, and so it took a wipe.
Honestly, I would have loved to have seen Death Touch off the eye for the couple warriors I was trying to kill off, because that would have been amazing, but I didn't see anything worthwhile, so I had to, like, grind my 2-man down just to get it to the point where I could actually do what I wanted.
Yeah. So we're going to go on ahead and call this here. Has finished this race in 6th with an official SR 1803, and Burt Reynolds finishing 7th place, 1 hour 18:37. We're trying to get Kaosubaloo in here for an interview, and yeah, as we finish this up, go on ahead and keep talking about your seed while I figure out what I'm doing and how I can get her in here.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about your decision to drop down to 2-man to presumably get the black belt up to 32. Is that something you've practiced before, or did you just come up with that on the fly?
I've been trying to practice 2- and 3-man strats a lot more lately, because I know that you can get the experience grind done quicker, and then you've got a couple warriors to carry you through it. And let's be honest, with a black belt at the right level, you can pretty much just grind through the game and it's no problem. That was part of the reason why I did the strategy the way I did. If I ended up doing a grind somewhere and my black belt died, but I had the gear for the fighter afterwards, I could, like, level 20 something the fighter and just try and carry through it that way, because the scaling on these bosses isn't that bad right now. If the black belt did really well and I could grind him early, that's the case here, because I could get up to 20 real quick on the eye, then the black belt could carry the seed and it was great. It was just, everything seemed to work out for the 2-man strat here, especially because Life and Cure 4 were so easy to get, that there was no reason to even try and carry all 4 players alive for me. But yeah, I was really happy with this. What I'm really surprised by is that I somehow managed to beat Burt Reynolds, because I think this is the first race I've ever actually beaten him in any kind of race. You know, I'm pleased. I mean, GG's to him. He finished and he still did a great time, better than most of the times I normally clock. But I'm so stoked right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you picked a good time to pull this one out of your head. So,
worked out well. I'm not guaranteeing anything for tomorrow.
throwing those blue shells. Way to go.
Worked out well. Wasn't able to take down Groggy though. He had a blistering time.
Yeah, I assumed that, given the early floater, somebody was gonna rip off a pretty good time. Didn't know who it was gonna be, but yeah.
This is better than most of the times that I clock in. Usually I'm in the 130 range for flags around like this. 110 isn't my PB, but it's still, like, within a couple of minutes of it. I'm, like, it's fast for me, so I'm so happy.
Alright, we've got Faewinds making progress and Sledge diving into Earth. So our on-screen runners pretty much on pace to wrap things up pretty.
now I want to watch the race and see what's going on.
You should definitely pull it up. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I have to wait for the Twitch ad to end before I can. I'm gonna have to talk to Groggy later and see how he managed to get such a fast time. I want to know the route he took here.
Groggy also grabbed the ribbon in the greater than less than. That's the only one that I saw on stream.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go digging for it. Once I found that cube in ice and I knew I could get a black belt up to level 30s without it being too big a deal, it didn't feel necessary to go digging for treasure at that point. That's the benefit of the black.
Alright, so time to drop off that slab for Faye, and on the way through Earth is Sledge.
Yeah, Sledge is a runner that started around the same time I did, and he's really good. Often he puts in scores better than I do. He's one of those ones to watch as the Duckling tournament continues.
Yeah, this also turned out to be a fantastic Red Mage seed as well.
All the magic was fantastic for my Red Mage. I was so pleased with that. I mean, that was the reason why I took the White Mage, just in case it didn't work out. But in this particular one, I could just play whatever kind of healing strats I wanted, because all the magic was there.
Alright, there's the key for Faye. Here's a Lich for Sledge. And here's some nukes. Take that, jerk. Revenge for Vanilla. Alright, I think we've gotten our Discord stuff straightened out. So, any final thoughts on the seed, Darkmoon?
I'm so happy with this. I'm really glad that the community is putting together a tournament like this. I think it's great to showcase the new runners. I'm so happy with my performance here, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
And let's go on ahead and get our GGs out for Kaosubaloo finally in here. Sorry about all that.
No, it's fine. And thanks for having me. Hello. Hi.
Hi. How'd you feel about that seed?
It was kind of weird actually, because on the one hand, it was like a super fast seed, like airship right away, massa right away. Then I found the loose item without diving too much stuff. But on the other hand, I feel like the monsters were also like kind of mean.
Mean is all the awful wraiths with Lit 3 and Blaze and White.
I definitely saw a lot of Blaze.
Unfortunately, we did find out where Death Touch landed. Sledge, it was on the eye. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not. I had warp before I went into ice.
Oh no, and not to cut you off here, but it looks like Faewinds just kind of standing there, and chat pointing out Faewinds is probably looking over the flags right now to get into Mirage. I don't think he's checked locked Canaria, and so he's just got his airship, and he's probably looking over the flags to figure out what he's missed. And SledgeCalammy's got his 4th orb lit, and it looks like he is inside of Topher, dealing with those awful white dragons with Lit 3 and poison damage. So yes, going ahead about your time, how everything went there for you.
Yeah, so like overall, I think it went pretty well actually. Like I had 2 big wipes, and I think had I got through either of them, I'm pretty sure I would have taken second place, or at least I would have been right neck and neck with Darkmoon.
Yeah, and Crabcake's pointing out too that Faewinds also hasn't gotten the vendor item, so has not gotten the crown, which we know the crown. If I remember correctly, I'm going to have to look at my notes here real quick. We know that the crown leads to the tail, which the tail is not a required item, so that is necessary. Is they're finally going to get the chime, opening up the chime, finally being able to go into and be able to finish this game out for them. And SledgeCalamy on Lich's floor right here. So yeah. Edgeworth, do you have any questions?
How comfortable did you feel going into Temple of Fiends without a ribbon?
Well, I've done it before, and usually I would feel fine with it. Like, I also found the pro ring shop, so that helps a lot. Of course, little did I know that Leech would freaking instant kill 3/4 of my party.
Yeah, we saw that early. We saw that early Bane come out, and
Yeah, that was no good, and especially the fact that I think you had about level 25, 26 across the board, and just it took out all the mages. So it was an unfortunate run, but
yeah, like
I mean, I think. Oh, go ahead.
had my red or white survived that, I wouldn't use that. I could have revived everyone. Lich was nearly dead at that point. One nuke or Fade would have probably killed him, and just okay, life 2. It was just really unlucky that. Well, this is kind of weird to say, but it was unlucky that it was my fighter who survived.
wow, and the Catmen are really giving Faewinds the the business with those blizzards right there. And SledgeCalamy making it through carry 2, going the long way to Kraken. So yeah, GG's on your time. Really, it's really awesome to have you back. Getting a 3rd place finish, that gets you 10 points leading into our second race. Are you excited about the way the rest of this derby is played out? Have you played any of the other flag sets yet?
Okay, so this weekend I'm going to be fine because I've done a lot of practice with these 2 seeds. It's going to be another matter entirely when we get to week 2.
Yeah, those flags they definitely get progressively harder with the town shuffle.
And I've done very little practice on the day 3 and 4 seeds. So that is when it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Crabcake's asking in chat, probably not a question to you, but to Groggy Dog, but I would like to talk about it. Once you made it through Sky and you were feeling pretty good, you didn't see Warmech, you went the wrong way on the bridge, on the maze, but whatever, that's just my thing. And you make it to the Bridge of Destiny, and you see the fighters. Those fighters with the nuke. Did you see that? On the Bridge of Destiny?
Oof. Eyes are. Let me.
Oh, we have Face slowing down in front of the robot. Are we gonna get a robot sighting?
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like we don't even have to get our Bless RNGs. He's gonna go on and try to get some levels from Warmech. He's gonna sit there. He's gonna stare at Warmech a little bit. Throw a temper out. SledgeCalamy taking on Kraken 2.
Oh no! Lead offset!
No!
Hits everybody! Wow!
And that was what level was his black belt? Like 30 something?
35.
Oh no! And spell. It should not have landed on his black belt. And and the forfeit has come. Faewinds throwing the forfeit out at the 1 hour, 30-minute mark. I don't blame him. That was not a good seed. That's rough. Yeah, and Cheesenator pointing out it's still 10% at that level, so I guess it's good enough, a 1 in 10 chance. But still, you hate to see Zap come out before you can do anything. SledgeCalamy taking on Tia 2. And SledgeCalamy's it, right? If Faewinds forfeits and everybody else is done, SledgeCalamy's looking for place. We know Bert finished in 7th place.
Yeah, that's it for the entrance this time around.
Yeah, I could have sworn there were 10 entrants, but you know, counting's not one of my.
We had one person who couldn't make it today because they had internet problems.
Mm-hmm.
We have another person who's starting tomorrow because this was too early for them.
Yeah.
We have another person who's only going to be here for the week 2 flag.
Okay. Yeah, I know there were 15 signups, and only 9 were able to make it for this first race, and I think we'll have more people tomorrow, like you said, for the Sunday night race. So it looks like our last streamer, SledgeCalamy, gonna go on ahead and pull up Chaos. Gonna have some nukes coming out. Chaos backlining immediately, going full-on Burt Reynolds strats and trying to take out that white mage in the back slot there. 4 hits, 375. Fade coming out for 111. You know, you gotta love the Chaos MDef. Seeing those fades come out for less than 100. And oh, wow, fade hit for 224. Nuke coming out for 165. We got a Massa attack. 4 hits, 76. And Nuke for 155. About 400 damage. What do you think we've done so far? Total of 700 or so. We know Chaos rolled around the vanilla area, so another hit, 3 hits, 266. More tempers coming out. Cure 4 going out on that red mage, and another temper going out on the knight. And finally, the backlining of the white mage has commenced. No more white mage. That's got to make Burt Reynolds feel some certain way. As Zeke hits 5 hits, 565. Nuke coming out for 200, and the black mage is down. Chaos really has no respect for his backline. And 5 hits, 4 GG's, SledgeCalamy getting that beautiful 8th place finish. 1 hour 33:47, the official SRL time, and that, my friends, is it for all of our all of our runners tonight. We're gonna try to get SledgeCalamy in here while we finish this up. I know Dark Moon took off. I'll see if Faewinds wants to talk. And let's see what happens here. Anything you got, Edge? Any words of wisdom?
No, I just wanted to say that overall, I think the pack did pretty well. I mean, we got everybody finishing sub 140, so it's a pretty good performance, and I think definitely as mean as Ice Cave was, being able to finish out, pretty nice performance from everyone overall. And to Chaos, just from what I've seen in the race, you executed pretty well, and I'm looking forward to seeing another strong performance in the race tomorrow.
Yeah, it looks like we've got SledgeCalamy in here. Going?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ice cave.
Yeah, that ice cave. You saw that I gave you business really, really bad. So we talked about it. How did you feel? You had your fighter.
Okay. First of all, annoyed.
Yes.
Highly annoyed, especially when you do the drop down and my controller drops down again.
Yeah, we saw the banana peel action. That's rough.
Yeah.
Vince, yes. And that's rough. So you did 2 laps going with the Mario Kart strats, where you're going to go on ahead and do 2 laps of ice instead of the 1.
Yeah.
Then you're down to your fighter. You get your cube. You got 1 fighter. You're like, you know what? I'm going to grind this eye. I've only got 1 person left. How hard can this be?
Yeah.
And what did the eye have?
Death touch? Yeah.
That's rough, man.
That is rough.
Yeah, and I think you were at like level 20 on your fighter at that time?
23.
Yeah, that's... And we've got Faewinds in here, too. Faewinds.
That was a really painful ice cave.
Yeah, I think a lot of people hate Ice Cave right now after that. So many...
Waterfall was not kind either.
Yeah, I noticed that you also had some issues getting pretty low leveled going through there. When we looked up, you were like level 9 heading in there, and those mud golems were smacking you. The nightmares hit really hard. The mummies ambushed
Yeah.
like crazy.
Yeah, the mummies was what was really getting me. Mud golems, they died to a nuke, so that wasn't an issue. It was nightmares and the mummies that every time, and I almost made it out of there once, only to be stopped by ambush of mummies.
Yeah, so back to Chaos just for a quick second. So Chaos actually waited until she got her warp charges before doing either of those dungeons. And so she only had to, she only went through ice the one time, doing the warp strat, and then of course making it through Waterfall on the go and being able to warp out. Saved her a little bit of time. Was that intentional, or did that just happen that way?
No, that was intentional.
Okay.
I actually ended up having to do more map movement because of it, but I had the airship, so it was like, well, yeah, of course, I want to warp through Waterfall because it saves time.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, that too, but I'm ice.
Yeah.
I was kind of going for the same thing, but was so annoyed at Waterfall that I completely forgot about the vendor item.
Mm-hmm.
That ended up leading to the tail. So at the end, I'm like, okay, I got only one quest chain, and I got 2 key items at the end. What's missing?
Yeah. Yeah, we saw you fly Provoca for a good, I guess, 2 or 3 minutes while you went back and checked the flags and realized it was Lot Canaria that you... That'd have been pretty rough. We hate to see that. That's some tough times. And then, do you want to talk about Warmac, or...
Warmac. I wanted to at least end the Warmac, or Warmac ending game, one way or another.
Yeah,
that was my end point.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. You go into that battle, you got a level 30. You're thinking, what's Warmac going to do? What's the worst thing Warmac could possibly do to me? And unfortunately, pretty much did it with that zap charge. Immediate zap right out the gate, full party wipe. And at that point, I don't blame you for hitting the FF.
Yeah. Honestly, get some experience, see if I can, I had just about all the key items and stuff.
Yeah, I think you were in go mode at that point. You just had to get through that dungeon and
Chaos. And Topher.
and do Topher, yeah. Well, I just want to go on ahead and thank all of you runners, Dark Moon, Faewinds, Cass, and of course SledgeCalamy. It just says Calamy, not Calamity. Ha! I should learn how to read. I want to thank you guys for coming out here and racing, getting involved in this Duckling Derby. Dark Moon, of course, with the second place finish, so he's got the 12 points there. Chaos has got the 10 points. Sledge with the 8th place finish, I think that gives you 3 points. And Faewinds, unfortunately, with the forfeit, you have 0 points coming out of this race, but there's still 3 more races. We've got a race tomorrow night on Speed Gaming Family of Networks at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then next Saturday and Sunday as well at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for races 3 and 4. Any final thoughts from everybody? Sledge, you got anything?
I'm not at this time.
All right. Well, GG. Chaos, anything?
This was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Nice. And Faewinds?
Yeah, same. We have stuff now, but fun to race.
Awesome. And I would like to go on ahead and thank Speed Gaming. Without Speed Gaming, you would be able to see Vince Easter was our restreamer, Speed Gaming, helping us out here. Of course, the amazing Spring Tournament 2019 champion Crab Cakes on tracking, and my comms colleague, partner, person, Edgeworth, hanging out with me. Edgeworth, what you got?
I just wanted to say I'm really impressed with how clean a lot of the newer players have been running so far. I mean, everybody finishing in under 140. Those are some good times, especially with how mean Ice Cave was. So, it's just well done to everybody, and I'm looking forward to some more high quality racing tomorrow.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Edge, for hanging out with me, doing some comms with me. Of course, Crab Cakes for doing the tracking, and everybody else out there, everybody in chat for watching. Guys, make sure you check out the rest of the races. If you are not part of the Discord, join the Discord. We've got the spring tournament coming up here in March, and just come on, hang out with us. We play Final Fantasy. It's amazing. But on behalf of Edgeworth, Crab Cakes, and everybody else, we'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful night. And my name's Gregory Puff. Have a good one.